Nothing else. His life teachings, and something with say Indian spirituality, Indian philosophy as such. On that, everything is there. So let us have some kind of talk, whatever you feel that we should talk on this. So let me introduce myself. I think I have not introduced you. That's the first thing I must do. I am Swami Chinmayananda. I am in Ramakrishna Mission for last about 48 years. 1963 and 64, and I joined Delhi. And then of course at different places I was on different capacity. Lastly, I was at Almora, a place very close to Nainital in Himalayas. You must be knowing about it. Huh? There I was there for about 9 years as the head of the center. And out of this whole lot of stay, one was my doing work with the tribals at northeastern frontier agency Nepal, which is now Arunachal Pradesh, the Burma and the China border. In the India, you must know, it's like this, no? So Burma border this side, and China, that's a Tibet. So there I was there with the tribal boys and girls, those who are completely hill tribes, very backward, without any clothes, any such thing, eating raw flesh and all this. And that was about 10 years. And you must have heard about my Holy Mother, you have heard of the, you have heard. Her place also, you know, Jairambati. She started a school of her, by her own hand when she was in the body. So that is now running on a very high scale. So I was there about 10 years in the school as a head chowkidar, as we call it as. So these are the two main places where I could interact with the, one is the complete tribals and the other one is the poor. Those people, those who read, they are all very poor. So agriculture, farm laborers, son or the cycle rickshaw son or petty shops, you know. So I could stay with them and I felt that. Of course I started my life at Delhi along with Vitohayananda. He was there. I was there for 3 years. I'm basically from Delhi. So I was there. Out of these two centers, what I found was that India as such, if you can tap the source, which are all untouched, there's something like uncut diamond, you can get lot of materials, very good materials. They are all not touched. We touch on the fringes of the towns and cities and all. We never go in. I've been to places in China border or Burma border where you have to do about 10 days walking only through the terrains. So there those people, I found them to be very simple, very honest, but they are headhunters, mind you, Nagas. So that's apart. If you can touch their actual heart and find out, they are actually, what I should call it as a pure material. So somewhere or other I talked to the headquarters also. We have to go much into that interior areas and see that how to bring them up. That is one point which I like to always tell others also, that generally we try to stay only in the urban area, never go to the rural areas. Rural areas such things where we'll have to go, if at all actually we want to see India, real India, and do the real job what Swamiji wanted. Others are superficial one. Superficial, it's not that others are not to be touched. It's not that, because if you don't touch them, you take out one particular section of the society. That's a society again. The society again. I was challenged once when I was in Bengal, that place, Jairambati. The sun soul, they said, you people are all the time with the rich people like ministers and say secretaries and things like that. You never bothered about the other people like ordinary people. I said, what you want me to do? To love the poor is to hate the rich. That is not the one what Swamiji taught us. You can love the poor, you can bring them up. That doesn't mean that you have to hate the others, and not at the cost of that you have to do this. They are also Indians, and they require more. They require more than these people. So there sometimes people say, some of them they do much job with the lower people, but completely forgetting the upper class. Upper class are much more required, you see, because they are so much gone astray with this worldly so-called gadgets and worldly facilities and comforts. They require more guidance, I find that. The other one is all right, you can give them, say, material things. But what they need is only the spiritual thing and the mental thing. They are suffering so much. I go to deep inside on the higher scale also. I find how much they suffer. Completely blank. It's only superficial thing. All this, their whole life, right from the office to the houses to the clubs, everywhere where they go on a very high scale of enjoying, but there's nothing in. If you touch them in, it's all so very open, completely blank. They weep, they come and tell us something because they can't tell others. So they come and tell us. They both ladies and gents, I find. So they require much more counseling in that way. So that is also to be done, not to exclude them. So this is what Swamiji wanted to have, a kind of a balance. He didn't want to live. When he was even, you know, as you already read, I am just telling things which is nothing new to you. It's only things which we discuss so that it can be always fresh in our mind. It's only exchanging of views, that's all. So Swamiji, when he was going for this itinerary tour before going to America, you've seen that he has gone to the kings also, stayed with them. Not that he neglected them. All these kings, so-called, that time what kings they had, jamindars, big jamindars like Jaipur, Alwar, Maharaj and things like that. He didn't exclude them. He went there. At the same time he went to a very lower man, a cobbler. There also he goes for smoking the hookah. That also you have read. So that balancing, this balancing is the first thing which we generally lack. Either we shine in one way or we shine the other way, little the other one. So Swamiji, and not why Swamiji, it is actually in our own philosophy also. In Gita also we find the whole Gita, if you read the whole Gita, it can be touched into 3-4 sentences. The first sentence is, of course, what he says is, as far as we are concerned, that we have to, as long as we are in this body, we have to work. Without work we can't. Generally we say work means working in the office, a factory and this and that. That's working. Suppose someone says, what are you doing? No, I'm not working at all. I'm a retired man. So what are you doing? I'm doing nothing. Doing nothing is also a verb. You are doing something. Not to do anything is also a verb, is it not? So you can't stay without work. This Gita says, you can't stay a single moment. You have read that. Not a single moment without work. But the work will definitely entangle you with the both results of good and bad. If you get entangled with the results, then you're completely doomed. So what you have to do is, he says, do the work which you cannot get rid of. And I'm giving you, that is what he said, now, kaschit chanavapi jatu tishtatya karmakrit. You can't stay for a single moment. Then question comes, if you have to work, how do you work? He has given one more small, I should call it as a terse aphorism. He said there, yoga karmashu kaushalam. That is also you read. Yoga is the kaushala, the knack of doing work. And generally for us, yoga means something like, the pranayama and things like that. Ramdev was, all due respect, he has taught that this is the only yoga. I'm doing some kapalbhati, this and that. That is not actually yoga. It is one part of it. It's only to do with the body. What it teaches is only how you should remain healthy and all. So that's not the whole of yoga. But what he says is, yoga karmashu kaushalam. That is, the actual work when you have to do, you can't get rid of it, is the method is by yoga. And then the question comes, how is the yoga? There he has given a small thing. Samattam yoga uchyate. Samata, equanimity, is a yoga. To keep your mind balanced, equilibrium in all the situations. This is yoga. There we forget. We can't. When you want something or you get something good, we're elated. When you don't get certain things or you are somewhere snubbed and all these things, we become completely dejected. Taking both these things as a play of the life, that is what is yoga. That is very difficult. And that is actual sadhana. Real sadhana of gaining your own inner power. The power which you have, you do not know, we have come to know by all those who have read, Swamiji himself says that you have got that power, but that is a potentially divine, actually says. And the main duty is to, that potential thing is to be expanded, exposed. That is to be known only by when you keep your mind poised. Equipoise is the first thing which Swamiji has taught us. That's why you must have heard, you must have read also, Swamiji in one place said, you can get me a picture in which the chariot is being driven with a lot of horses. A man who is controlling it, the horses, his whole muscles have all come up. You see, that means so much of strength, but the face is completely calm. That is the equipoise. That's what he meant. He meant by that. Not that you don't do the job. You do the job. Doing so much of job, controlling all this, as going astray of horses, controlling his whole nerves and muscles have gone up. How much strength he is putting. But no facial expression, calmness. So that is what is actually supposed to be the spiritual practice. When you can do that, when you can actually study that, then only you will come to know what you are, which you do not know. And that is what he borrows. Every time he says this. It's not only going to temples and all. Of course, those things are also there. You can't exclude them. If you exclude them, that much portion is off. If you exclude these temples or churches or mosques, everywhere you must go. But that is not the whole of it. That is again, he said in one place, it is better to be born in a church but not to die in it. This church means only this kind of ceremonials. Ceremonials are also required. Not the ceremonials are not required. All your this puja and all what you will do, or yajnas and all these things. But man should not get stuck up with this. There also he has to put his whole mind on this, coming onto this. So when I go to the CEOs and CMDs, and sometimes we conduct this, they always say we are getting so much of stress. So much of stress, they go on talking about. Swamiji is so much of stress for, being a CEO or CMD. How to get rid of it? And the stress is not given by them. They have got no right to give you stress if you don't accept the stress. It's your mind which takes the stress. No? How can they give you? They can act certain ways. But they cannot make you a stressful man. First you have to say, I have to distress myself by not accepting the stress. But that is one which we don't do. We are carried away so much by little bit of disobedience with our officers, our subordinates and all this. But if you do not, you have to, of course, deal with the thing. Not that you cannot deal. Things which have come to you as a problem. Problem is to be solved. But problem can be solved by keeping your mind at ease. As soon as you get into it, you are stressed and the depression comes, and then either you run away or you react in such a way, instead of correcting, it's a chaos. So that is where Swamiji, some places even you will understand how Swamiji himself controlled. When there was a Durga Puja going on first time in Belur Math, some people are not doing things properly. Swamiji didn't like it. He was finding that he was getting stressed. After all, human being, he's got a body, and he took a body like us, so all these qualities are there. So he was feeling he was getting stressed. And he found that the best way is not to disturb them, to withdraw myself. He withdrew himself. He went inside his room without disturbing, and then praying to God, of course, that take this kind of things out. But then he didn't get into the stress moment. If he got, he should have shouted, and he could do that well. He could shout, he could order someone to do certain things, but he didn't disturb that.
But he is supposed to
tell them
how to do it now.
Pardon?
But Swami is supposed to tell them who are not doing properly.
That other way of doing things. You see, if you're telling, you have done a bad thing, this is one way of doing things. The other one is, fine, you have done, but how about doing little better? But your idea is over.
But he could have done that.
Oh, himself, Swamiji. But there he found they are too much mingled up. So let us come out. That's the time. You see, the panacea, any such thing is given when it comes, time comes. If you give it earlier, it doesn't have effect. In one place, Guru Maharaj says, when the fever is very high, you cannot give the quinine. You have to wait till that time. So you will have to have that patience. When to give, how much to give. That's the thing. It's not actually flying away. It's not running away. Running away is something bad. But then it is only to see the situation, how to control the situation. There are different ways of situation. Yesterday I read very nice one, see, in the Times of India, in the sports column, one man who is training these race horses, race horses. He has written a very good article. I generally do not read, but just had a little curiosity. He said, I train the horses, race horses, but I always think whether it is a filly or a colt. You know what the filly and colt means? You will not know. Colt is the male horse, and filly is the female horse. That's what they say, the colt. So he says, when I train up one, first thing what I see is this, whether it's a filly or a colt. I like that. So my treatment towards that will be as the filly works accordingly. When she is getting a little bit of part up, if she is in season, because her bodily things are there, how I should behave. I cannot, whip her, I cannot do anything. But if the same travel things are happening, done by the colt, I can do it because he is not in season. So that is what he means. The situation. When you see the situation, how much you must do. And that is only possible when you go deep into a subject. I tell one of my own incidents without, of course, taking credit of it, is only for the incident. You see, I had in my monastic life, some of my subordinates with me. And we used to give them, they were allowed to go and leave also. But my idea was always, before coming into this life, I didn't know ABC of Ramakrishna or Vivekananda or anything. Then my idea was always to talk with them, to find out about their family matters, how they are, to be with them, not on high pedestal, to come to their level. So I used to ask all these people, Sipahis there, or for the villages and all, about this. So one boy comes to the channel to me that he wants to go on and live. So I saw. Then I just told him, please sit down. Suppose you don't go now. He said, no sir, I must go now. I said, I think you told me that the time of your harvesting, you are helping your parents to harvest that wheat and all. This is not the time. It takes another 2 months for them to ripe. How about going then? He says, but my wife is writing so much, Maharaj, she is feeling, I am missing you so much, so I must go. I said, your wife is not going away after 2 months. She is not going to die. If you go now, you only satisfy your wife, but you can't satisfy your father, whom you could help in doing the harvesting. But if you go after 2 months, you can satisfy your wife also, you can satisfy your father also. Then he sat down and said, sir, nobody talked to me like this. Now see, I won over the thing, but then what he felt was, the man is taking so much interest about me, about my whole family, about my welfare. He said, okay sir, after 2 months I'll go. A small incident, but then I should, no, not allowed. It's enough. But there what you show your power. But you cannot control them, you cannot gain them. By gaining them, you have to come down a bit. But coming down a bit is the thing which we lose. Why? Because we have a false ego in us, always makes talking on us. I am such and such. How can I come down to his level? Take that little bit of that kind of upadhis, this extra qualifications. He is a man, I am a man. He has got his own problems, I got my own problems. My problem is not there. It is his problem. Why don't I get into his problem? If I get into his problem, then he can solve it. Taking away my old power position and all these things. There only we get stuck up with this false ego. He doesn't know who am I. He's coming to me like this. So that is the thing which you have to see. It doesn't mean that you will not go higher up. You will definitely go higher up. If you are capable of going to the high position, anywhere you go. But without forgetting that basically you are a human being. And the man who is working under you is also a human being. If that thing comes in your mind, your behavioral pattern will change and you will gain more than the other one who does. You see, in the armed forces, let me tell you, I was in the armed forces. Anyway, so in the armed forces, see, there's a force discipline. The force discipline is what? A Sipahi or a lower man has to always salute the higher one. But generally there is a kind of a class rift, right? Class rift. So I am going on this way, the man goes on the other way. He is supposed to have a force discipline to salute me, but he has got no respect for me. So while saluting, he does the saluting as far as the outer thing is concerned. In the mind, he is abusing 3-4 languages, 3-4 words. He must use it. I'm sure about it. Because that thing is not there. So we were taught, when somebody says, you just say same to you. Same to you means if you have wished me good, I wish you good. If you have wished me bad, wish me. That is what we were taught there. But that is not the same. It's not the same to you. You come to his level. So that it is only thing, when you come to his level, you win more. And I tell you, that way your product, your effort, what you are putting, will be much more than what you can do in ordinary, exerting your power position and all this. You can do it for a short period, but you can't do it for a long period. Long period you can do. After that, if you can win over their love, if you want to go do some kind of a manual job, they will not allow you to do it. They'll snatch it away from you. The love is there. Love is there. Otherwise someone will say, let him do it. It's all right, let him do it. Like that. So you'll have to come down. Not come down, you have to stay rather, I should say. Stay rather on your human basis. On a human basis, only you have to work with the other basis, like officers, like ministers, or like clerk, or like class 4 servant. These are all only working basis. It's not your real basis. Your real basis is the human basis. If you have that, you can definitely do it. That is what Swamiji is all the time doing. That is what, again, in one place he says, when someone has got the sadhus, generally you must be knowing, most of us when you come to Ramakrishna Mission are not that illiterate one. You see, most of them are supposed to be little literate. Some of them are on high positions also. So, when they used to come, what he said is this: you should be ready in such a way that if I ask you to go and deliver a lecture, you go and deliver a lecture. After coming back from the lecture, I ask you to take the field product, vegetable products, put it in your head, go to the market, sit on and sell it. See that balancing. See that balancing. This balancing is the thing which is to be seen. But we don't do that. We don't do that. Because we have learned from these foreigners, especially I'm a product of the pre-independence life, so I have seen them. We have learned only the outer show of them, but their inner thing we have not seen. We can't do things as they do. See, when they come to a car, or come in a car, if the sofa is little, it's switching off and all, taking time, they open the car and they come out. But our Indian babus will not come out till he comes out and opens the door. He picks up that one. So there is a joke that there is one such thing when happened, when there was an accident, it went and dashed against something and the whole car got on fire, The driver died there in the auto heart attack. The whole car was on fire. This man couldn't come out because he has never opened the door. And he got burned. That's the maximum of it. That's the maximum. Just give an example. This is what we are. Why don't you learn both things? All the other things we must do. This is what you have to do. Suppose they take you to a place as an officer on a big scale of party and all these things, where the fork and spoon are to be taken with all these things. Do it with all this as you can. Don't say I'm going to take with the hand, because you don't fit in there. But the same one, when you go to somebody's house, he asks you to sit on the floor on a banana leaf, it gives you food, and you are taking with the hand on all, you shouldn't feel uneasy. This is the first thing which you will have to first inculcate in us. But that will go in. And this other level of this knowledge will go only on the surface level, work level. After that, you see, if you are in uniform, any kind of uniform, when you go for a particular job with that uniform, you put the uniform on. But after coming back, don't you remove the uniform? You remove the uniform and then put your own clothes. That's your clothes in your house. So our clothes is actually humanity. That you must have. But working like, of course, you have to put so many clothes. Officer and this and that. Let it be over there itself. If you can have that, then I'll tell you, you will be successful. And then slowly you will have the calmness in you. If the calmness comes, then you will have the time to think over. When you have the mode of thinking over, you will find out your real entity. The real entity is somewhere in, which is everybody. Pardon? Little louder please, because some sound is coming.
Right now in the society, simplicity is considered as a weakness.
Yes, definitely.
So how to handle
this is the one. Please come closer in that case.
particular.
You know, those who say,
People will think that he is the mad guy because he is the higher level and why he is doing. So
What?
you will respect only him if he is coming in the car, you got no point in that occasion.
Yeah.
Else if he comes by something, bus or something, he tells that I came by bus, then his whole value goes down. That type of scenario. So how
this is the one which is our society, social value is on the surface level.
It's no level actually.
Surface level, if at all you say, their own level, surface level. It is you who have to break it off. So for that, you have to think one thing. Bible, Jesus Christ says in one place, if you follow me, carry your cross. That's a dictum. And same dictum comes to us also. If you follow me means, if you follow the real thing, what Jesus says is follow me is only about the reality of the philosophy, If you follow me, carry your cross, you will be crucified. You have to be ready for that. That particular level is only a superficial level. And who will do it? Those who have got those things who didn't deserve so much. They have just got it by fluke. Those who have deserved it, they will never feel it. Only those people will talk. Those who never expected and got certain things high up, they are so much cautious. It's kind of a superior inferiority complex. Superiority inferiority complex will be with those people. But those who are real superior will never feel. If you carry your bag, it doesn't much matter to you. Of course, society will say, see, that man is carrying his bag. A orderly should carry his bag to keep it in the car.
They will value us in that way only, what we possess. So right now in society, the situation, go to hospital, there also it's like that. Everywhere it's like totally money-minded. So how to is it like something a person will not buy those ideas and he will be...
No, it is not that. It is not that you have to revolt it. Don't revolt to that.
No.
But then you have to slowly correct it by sometimes telling what they are doing. When they go a little away, come to your place. It's in Hindi. You must be knowing something about Hindi also, no? Do you know Hindi also? Hindi. Tulsidas in one place he said, "Haji haji karte raho, baitho apne tham." The tham means it's your own place, your principle. That you should never leave it. But don't say, I don't want to listen to anything what you are telling. After all, you are a social animal. If you are a social animal, we have to be in the society.
We have to protest.
Protest mindfully. Protest mindfully. Mindfully, mild protest. Mild protest. Not that I don't bother what you say, I'll be doing it. Not that. Okay, why? If you don't like, don't do it. I feel happy in this. That fellow must be somewhere else. He has not carried my briefcase to my car. I don't lose anything. I carry it. I'll do it. Slowly do it.
Solve that problem.
Those who are to be corrected with little bit of good quality in them will be corrected. Those who don't have any quality or a balloon type of thing, blown up things, they are very much afraid that I am a balloon. If little bit of prick, I'll be here completely flat. So the balloon will be flat. Don't worry about that. Those who got little qualities will be definite, but it will take time.
So we have to, it takes a lot of time. So we have to devote time on that and carry on with our principles so that we can...
For that I give you one formula. Taking out the formula, teachings of whole Vivekananda's teachings, which I made a small formula where you will find how you can have a personality development, harmonious one. The formula is 3, first bracket starts, H plus P, first bracket closes, plus L is equal to HP. This is what is the formula I made it. And then we will now tell one by one. Once you say H plus P within bracket, 3 outside means 3 is a common factor. That means 3H, 3P, 3H, 3P. These 3H are supposed to be what? The first H is your head. Anything which comes as an information, before that I must tell how we get the things. You see, there are a lot of signals coming. These are supposed to be information. Today information technology is a big thing. That's why they have made us all robo. Whatever signal comes is the information. It comes through some kind of things, enters into your body through the 5 gates, eye, ear and things like that. So before entering it's information. When it enters into it and goes through the sensory nerves to your left side of the brain, then it is stored in a place which is known as knowledge.
Left brain.
Left side of the brain. Say, left side of the brain, not the left, there are no two brains, in the brain, left side of the brain. So there, in that cortex, you will have that thing stored as a knowledge. Knowledge, the information is converted in knowledge as soon as it entered into you. But that is not the one which is going to make you or your life or your everything. Then you do a lot of cogitation on this, a lot of thinking on this, any information, a lot of cogitation and thinking, and sifting also. Sifting. When you do this, this is what is known as discrimination. When you do that, when you go on cogitating with this, when you go on cogitating, as you go on doing this manthana business of this curd, the curd, then from curd the butter comes out. So the nidhi will come out. The nidhi is the wealth. And that nidhi is to be put into the right side, that will become wisdom. So information, knowledge, wisdom. Information cannot make you life. It can make you a robot. To tell. Knowledge can make you even do certain things accordingly, but it can't make your life. The IT specialist cannot have a good character. May not have a good character. May have a good character. Nothing to do with his character, the IT or any kind of civil engineers or any engineers. Okay? So that's on the knowledge portion. But if you would have converted into slowly cogitating all this thing, made into wisdom, then that wisdom would definitely be permeating through your nervous system and will change you. Change you. So today in the world what we have a lot of people of knowledge. Plenty of knowledge. First is information. That's in the books. That's in the books or on the CDs or things like that. And taken into in, lot of people can take it. They are all men of knowledge. Plenty you will find. With lot of degrees like a cow's tail. You can have it. But that's only the knowledge. But men of wisdom are very few. If we had this all knowledge converted into wisdom by our cogitation, we would not have made this atom bomb, would not have gone to Nagasaki and Hiroshima, and would not have dropped. Because knowledge has given me this, you can produce an atom bomb, you can kill thousands of people. But if you couldn't transfer it to wisdom, you can't kill a single man, you can't give a single life to anybody. Who will give that? It's only the wisdom. Wisdom was not there. It's a one-sided development, and today one-sided development is that today all these gadgets which have come out, most of these gadgets to start with giving you a betterment is giving you all worse things. Everything, whatever you go, even on the TVs and your computers or guns and bombs and all these things, more of this, 90% goes on the wrong side and 10% only good. You know why? Because this is only knowledge level. But our spirituality says no. In olden times, they had that in their mind. So the rishis told us, Dve vidye veditabhye, paracha aparacha. Right from the beginning, Dve vidye veditabhye. Dve means two, vidya means education, knowledge. Veditabhye means to be known. Two kinds of knowledge are to be known. They are telling. What are they? Paracha aparacha. Para means this worldly knowledge which we have. This knowledge, this scientific knowledge, all other knowledge. This is parabhida. This is also to be learned. Aparacha, the knowledge of spirituality. They could balance each other. The checking portion of this extra working of the knowledge, para, could be done by the apara. But we have shunned that out. Spirituality is completely out. So we are all with the para. And with that para, the greatest example we find in our myths is Ravana. With that so much of paravidya, how much property he had, that his whole palace was made of gold. He had all the people under him, so much so, to show that he was being guided by the paravidya with 5 senses only, like animality completely exposed, his 10 heads are shown. This is only symbolic. To show 10 heads is that he is under the influence of 10 senses. See, jnana and the karma. These are the things which come. That's what, because he didn't get the aparavidya along with that. If you got the aparavidya, he would not have been a Ravana. He should have been a man. This is the first thing. It is only even if you take there is no Rama or Ravana, take this as a kind of a story. In that the character is to be seen. That was like this. So our people knew it. They never said no, don't take this. When people used to go to Gurukula, Ramas and all, they were all taught about the botany, they were all taught about agriculture, they were all taught about the horse riding, about weaponry. Everything was taught, but along with that, to balance that, they had. Now today what actually happened is we have completely shunned it. It is a separate thing. Some people only will do with this. Forgetting that, that is the only checkpoint. That's the brake. You have to accelerate. See, the accelerator is there, but there's a brake also, you know. When you too much accelerate, you find it's going to dash. What do? You put a brake in a car. So there's a brake has to be given. The brake in the life will be done by, that job will be done by the spirituality. That is not done. So we will have to do this. Work with them, but keep this spiritual knowledge, and that is to be only guiding factor will be spiritual knowledge. This is what is shown as when Krishna goes with this chariot. This is also a symbolic. The chariot is nothing but this your body, and these horses are nothing but your senses, taking it all the way. And you means the man Jivatma is this Partha. He is sitting there. If you would have been only there, you would have done. He said, no, I am not going to fight and all these things. But where fighting is to be done, is to be done. So there, his discrimination was done by that man who is his intelligence, sitting in front is Krishna. Krishna is the one who is controlling this. Yes, where is to be done? Somewhere fighting is to be done too. Say, a doctor is there. If a man goes there with a gangrene, what he does first is tries to cure it. He goes on doing curing, but there is a time where no more curing is possible. The same doctor has to do only thing, amputing it. So Krishna, as a doctor, he found that these people, worrying people are there. Let me see if I can bring a peace. So many times he went and talked to these people, went on telling them, go on doing, even coming to that, give them 5 villages, not even that, nothing was done. Then he said, this is to be amputated. When it is to be amputated, this is to be amputated. No two ways about it. That is the Kshatriya's duty. This is one of the Kshatriya's duty. Say, army personnel, he has been sent to the border area. He sits there and he says, no, let these enemies come. Killing is a bad thing. Prani hatya bahut अन्याय hai. You have taken this job, and if you say prani hatya, there killing is the only thing. You will have to do it. But where? You have to, there the question comes up, discrimination. Discrimination. A same man, when he kills about 15 to 20 enemies in this place, he is praised. He is being gallantry award in 26th January parade. He has killed, no? Murder has been done, same murder. He has murdered 10 people. He is being praised because that is required. Same man who comes on your leave to his house, and there's little bit of quarrel with his neighbor for the little bit of marking of the field, and he takes his gun and shoots a man, hanged. He is killing only one man, he is hanged, because there it is not that you should kill him. So there you have to see where is to be done. So that's why these are to be balanced. Balancing is the life. Samattam yoga uchyate should be the life, the motto in our whole life. Whatever you do, whether it's a spiritual, and actually, to be very frank, there is nothing like spiritual and secular. It's all spiritual. The angle in which we see this, the actions differ. Actions only differ. See, if you have that in your mind, that this is to be done and there is no other go, this is to be done. Say you are going on the road, a robber is troubling a girl has been taken into a jungle or somewhere else, and she's shouting and whatnot, and you are saying, save me, save me. Won't you go there? You will go there. You will never forget. You will never worry about your things. You go there and then he is going to kill you. You will definitely hold him up. Take the dagger and you will kill him also. You will kill him also. You see? Why? Because there it was no other goal. But if you just see, take a dagger and go and push it into this, I can't do that. There it is a discrimination everywhere. I was once asked by some students, Swami, have you taken a vow that you will never tell lie? I said, you have taken. Don't you tell lie? I said, I tell lie. You tell lie? Yes, I tell lie. When I know I have to save somebody's life. This is in Sahasras. You see, one sadhu was doing tapasya and the japa and all this thing. All of a sudden, a man in jungle came running. And he says, Baba, save me, save me, save me. He said, save me first. He said, go and hide yourself behind. There's a bush. He hid himself there. After some time, one man comes with a dagger on, a robber. He just saw this man. Baba, have you seen a man going in front of me? He said, yes, I've seen. But he's run that way. He's gone that way. He told him. And hearing that, this man runs. And he says, get up, go this way. Didn't he tell a lie? He knows that man is lying behind. But if he would have been sticking to his point as a Puritan, then he would have killed that man. So there he told a lie. So it is to be seen where you have to tell lie, where you have to hit a man, where you have to kill a man also. But at the same time, take the other side, where you have to love a man, you have to serve a man. That is also to be seen. I only take the one part of the Swamiji said I must go on killing. So I go on killing. No, the other side also is to be seen. Am I doing this? Am I loving people? Am I loving people? Am I serving people? Today morning, were you there, anybody, when I was talking? No. There, this particular thing was on the table. See, every one of us, we love ourselves. Not a single man or a woman is there. If he is a sane man, a sane woman, will not love himself. But only trouble is, we love with idea of only a limitation of this word. I am such and such. And for me, I must do everything. I am loving myself. I must give it good food. I must give it good clothes. Everything good. I am loving. So this particular thing, loving for this, your own self, is not to be negated. Initially it seems as if you are asking me to be selfish. Swamiji is asking me to be selfish, that I have to love myself only. No. There comes Swami Vivekananda. And for Vivekananda, I must tell one more thing, what Vivekananda means. There was a very big philosopher, Mirdad by name, in Iran 500 years ago. He's a wonderful man. If you get any book of it, tale of Mirdad by, it's a Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan's publication. Wonderful book. Anyway, so therein he says, O monks, expand, 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 till you don't find anybody but yourself. So the whole philosophy is there. He is not telling to completely negate yourself. Expand, expand, till you don't find anybody but yourself. That means your self is now expanded to everyone. Therein you are also included. You are loving yourself, but your only periphery has been increased. And that is what Swamiji says, expansion is life and contraction is death. It's not expansion of buildings. It's not expansion of the body. And I make a good physical body, that's the expansion. How much you can expand? More than that means it will bust like anything. He's not talking about this expansion. He talks about that expansion. That is expansion. That is life. And as long as you contract yourself, me, small m, if it comes closer, that is death. One death is there when the life goes up. But this all are death. Every time if I think I am only confined to this 5 feet 6 inches, that is the one what he says. Yes.
Tapas,
yes.
Forest, whatever. At that time they used to apply the technique to deny the self. So it is like they wanted to get away with the self. So if we love self, so something...
he wanted to get the self outside. This is also in our...
to get rid of the I itself.
This is what I will tell you now. This is what Thakur also said. There are two eyes, he says, unripe eye and ripe eye. Kacha ami, paka ami. That's what he says. Your ahankar, two types of things. What is the unripe eye? Unripe eye means your this selfishness. And the other eye is, I am that. That is to be kept, that eye.
That is
so, that is
soul. I is the soul in that.
That soul is the same soul which is pervading everywhere. One portion of it is passing through you. Like your, what you call this, quantum theory, the particle theory, out of that everything is come. That is what particle says. Quantum says, the quanta, from there everything has come, all the solid, liquid, up things up. But then the one thing has spread into our rishis, who are supposed to be that time the one who has seen the truth, they have found out that. They have found out, that's why they say, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Badanti. Sat existence is only one. They are not two, not many particles, only one particle. And that particle, when it is not at all moving, there is no figure of it. The first movement only takes a shape. That's what this particle theory says. First movement of this particle theory says it takes a shape. So slowly with that, they also said that
shape and wave
figure.
Coexist. Actually, particle is not there. Actually, by the time you
particle is there.
It is wave. It becomes wave. It's like actually by the time we capture that changing phenomena, the particle which we perceive, it has moved out. That means it is a wave.
Yes.
No way to know it's a wave and a particle only. It's like it's a movement. That's what they have.
That is what they said when they came to know.
Scientist people.
Prano. They said prana ejati nishchitam. Prana is that vibration. That is your power. Agent means to vibrate. Once it starts vibrating, the things come out. This is what particle also. Once particle starts little movement, it takes a figure, shape and all these things, all this comes out. So this is what that particular thing is. Name anything you give, rose is rose. Either call it particle or call it Parabrahman, doesn't matter. Brahman. That is the one. When you find that one, that is the only thing which is existing anywhere, first we find it is with me. And we go on thinking it's me. Then some of this reading, this is what, this information has come to me. Then I go on thinking, who am I? That is what you will find in scriptures when Brihaspati told to Indra and the Virochanas that you are that, and that's a long time of reading, you will find out. There he says, which is you? Who are you actually? That who am I is found out by those people. And Muni are the one who are supposed to be today's parlor, you must talk as the research scholars. They are doing the manana, cogitation. They are not got it as yet. They are the Muni. Manan, so Muni. And then once they get that particular wisdom, they become rishis. That is doctorate. You got their doctorate. Rishis. Seers of truth. That's what Swamiji has given in English. Seers of truth. Truth, T capital, the only thing, only existence. They have seen it. This seen is not the seeing by the eyes. It's a realization. And that realization is done only by cogitation. And cogitation is done only by meditation. The meditation also where? By taking that one particular vibration. That's one kalpa. So slowly with that kalpa, it becomes a sabhikalpa, and then once you realize it becomes a nirvikalpa. There is no kalpana, no agitation. You find that out. And once you get that, you definitely get lost with this body. But some people, for us, those who could not go to the high level, take a little pity and come down and tell us. Like Ramakrishna telling that somebody goes to a mango grove, gets a good mango, eats it, and just wipes it off and goes away. Never tells anybody anything about that. But some of them, after eating that, they come into the locality and tell others, I had been to that place, I have seen good mangoes, got good mangoes, tasted pretty well, you can also go and get these mangoes. These are the people who come and tell us, like Vivekananda.
Attain Nirvana and they come back.
They come back. They have got
It is possible to attain Nirvana and by the time you come back. Again, see.
They can go up and down anywhere.
Again, you come back, it doesn't
How is up and down from our level? From their level, no up and down. From our level, they have gone up, they have come down.
Yeah.
See, the upper level, lower level is only in this time, space and causation.
Yeah.
See, in one class, one teacher was teaching to the students that of the gravitation and all these things. Then he says, tell me why this, if the earth is round, why the waters of the other side, the ocean, they are not falling. A small girl said, where will it fall? She has understood this. Where will it fall? The falling is for the gravitation. She has to go inside only. So falling and going up is for anywhere in the world. Understood my point, what I say? This is what, going up and down is nothing. It's only from my angle.
So many, from enlightenment, people have fallen down, many people. That are some, I've read in some of the books. It's like that, like, it is possible to fall down from enlightenment, but it is not possible to fall down from nirvana. Is it like that, if I am correct?
See, these are all allegorically said. certain stages, certain lokas and all this. It's nothing like that. It's only the state of your understanding. State of your understanding, level of your understanding. Some level of understanding is that this is a man, this is a tree, this is a say dog, or this is a cat. It's also a level of understanding. Some people little go up, then they'll say they are all having their lively things. Some of them are moving, some of them not moving. Slowly their level of understanding goes. Then slowly when they go up, they don't find anything in that, they find only that existence. So which level he is talking about depends upon that. The same thing was told. Enlightenment.
Is it possible to fall down from the enlightenment and again he has to again go?
Now when you are talking again falling down, when you are telling about falling down and on, you are talking from your angle, where there is a falling and going up. From their angle there is no falling and going up. Because there is no up and down for them. They are all permeating all the universe.
They are at the receiving end. They are at the receiving end.
No receiving end, they are the end. They are not the receiving end. When you say receiving end means the end is something else. That's what is said in our...
End is
that is what they say, Brahmavid Brahmayu Havati. A man who knows about Brahman becomes Brahman. Not that I have known Brahman. The man who tells you I have known Brahman is telling a lie. He cannot tell. He is telling a lie. The man, suppose I come and tell, I have known Brahman. You must tell me, Swami, you are a liar. If you have known Brahman, you cannot come and tell. You will become a Brahman. See? So that is the thing. You cannot say. How can you say? This is what again has been told by... See, he has given lot of examples. A tall doll went to measure the ocean. It went and got completely merged. Who will come back and tell you how is the ocean? The man who...
Was it infinite or what?
Nothing can be told. So enlightened man is from our angle. From our angle is an enlightened man is lettered man. He is lettered man, unlettered man. And our lettered man, unlettered man also differs. Our lettered man, unlettered man, he who has gone through the gamut of the educational field, like institutions, school, college, university, lettered man. The man who has not gone, unlettered man. But you can find, while talking something, you will find he is more intelligent than what you are. Now what is lettered man, one unlettered man depends upon. He is a very intelligent man because he has gone up to that level, say university level, PhD level. But the other man who is plowing the field is the one who has not opened a single book. This may be more lettered than what you are.
Who has realized?
Because he has known the thing, he has not known the surface, he has gone deep into it.
But how we can name it? Because if he has not read the scriptures, we cannot name it, right? He has realized, but you cannot name it. It can happen that way.
He cannot get enlightened.
He is a layman, but he has realized. It can happen that way, right?
If a layman gets enlightenment, he will not be a layman anymore. That is the difference. Again, Swamiji said,
he can teach? He cannot teach in Chinese.
All things are inside.
He has to learn Chinese language.
No. The Chinese language is on a lower level. He may not be knowing Chinese language. He may not know the Chinese language. But he will know the language, human language. Chinese language, Indian language, Hindi language, English language is only vehicle of the actual language. It's only a vehicle. I am talking in English. But am I actually giving the whole idea only in English? My language is the thought. That is the one. Now I am telling you in English, I may tell you someone same thing in Hindi, something in Bengali, something in Punjabi. So these are the vehicles. It is not the actual knowledge. Knowledge doesn't have any language.
Is it possible for him to go direct? He don't know Chinese. Still he will go to China and he can teach. Is it possible? Is it?
Going to China and then?
See, he doesn't know Chinese.
Achha.
He never went to China. Then he wants to teach in China. He will go there. He is the knower of Brahman, right? So he will go there. But then without knowing the Chinese language, is it possible for him to teach?
No, it is not possible.
He has to learn Chinese language.
Chinese language. Yeah. But there are people, those who do not take the help of it. Those who do not take the help of it. Just take the one case. I tell you, this Holy Mother. Holy Mother was an unlettered woman from the worldly point of view. She didn't need anything. A village woman of Bengal. She couldn't even speak better Bengali than the village Bengali Patwa. She came all the way from there to the south, the Bangalore, she came here, she came to Madras and all these things. How could she communicate all this? What was the language? Tell me now.
Bengali?
No, yes, Bengali, but how? I got an example of that. When I joined up in Delhi, one lady came, very old lady, and her granddaughter also came. Granddaughter told me, Swamiji, my grandmother, she was initiated by Holy Mother. So I got little interested, In 64 I'm talking about. I got interested. Where did you get your initiation? He said that Madras. That time it was Madras, now Tamil Nadu. I'm sorry, Chennai. He said, you got initiation from her? Yes. When you are getting initiation, were there anybody? No, mother and myself. I was talking with her in English because I'm not at high level. I have to take help of a vehicle. I took the vehicle, English vehicle. So with that I asked her. He said no. Then she gave all instructions in Bengali. I said, did you understand all these things? She said, how can I? I was a small girl of a village. I knew only village Tamil. How could you understand what she said? Then she got wild. She says, if I would not have got this, you want to say today I am living like this? I got everything. Whatever questions I asked in Tamil, she answered in Bengali and I understood. Both talking in different languages.
Mother?
Mother talking in Bengali, she talking in Tamil. This vehicle has got nothing to do when the question comes from mind to mind language. Things are happening with the dogs, man. Is a dog knowing your Kannadis or Hindi or English or Bengali? But if you go on talking, teaching in that way, he only gets the feel. Sit down once or twice you said, he has got the essence of it, I have to sit down. Now the same sit down can be Baitho also. Ukaro also. Anything possible. For him, Ukaro, sit down and Baitho is one and the same thing.
Swamiji, there is a vibration in the universe which...
Yes.
So
Vibration. Thought level, thought goes from me to you through the medium of this language. If the language doesn't go, it will go through the ether and go to you.
It will go?
To the ether. If your thought is correct, the medium is the ether, it will go. People understand. So many people go to foreign countries without knowing anything, without knowing the languages. How they go? See it? But on lower level is not possible. I will tell you, when you come down to the ordinary level, this level of what we are, we all are here. Here we require. If I go and tell any of the shopkeepers in English, if he doesn't know, he cannot know what I am telling. And what he says also I cannot, because you are at that low level. But when you can raise your level, the raising of the level is possible only by practice. This is what again has been told. Ramana Maharshi, you know. Ramana Maharshi was having so much of power that Paul Brunton, he came with the idea of actually leg pulling. He didn't believe all these things. He came all the way for leg pulling. So one day he came, he wrote. He sat at the back and Ramana Maharshi was just sitting tight. People were all sitting, no talking. Everything was being communicated. So he was sitting at the back. He writes, well, he thought it was something like meditation going on. After that is over, I'll ask some questions. Then slowly when he thought like this, one by one the question was coming in his mind, and one by one the question's answer was coming into his mind. He wrote. And then when everything was over, when he called in, he told in his own language, by language that comes to lower level, to the interpreter he was talked. He said, I came here to actually pull you down by putting certain questions, to prove that you are nothing but a ordinary, some kind of a vague man. But then all my questions are answered, I don't want anything. He became one of his things.
Swami, these are the siddhis, right?
Huh?
These are the siddhis.
Huh?
These are the siddhis actually,
Huh?
which can come before enlightenment. If a person is entangled to that, this type of siddhis.
See, I tell you one thing, if you talk about enlightenment, as far as Swamiji says, and we believe in this, all this knowledge, all this wisdom are with me. Nothing comes from outside. He was so bold enough as to say, you can't teach a single boy. Did you read this? You can't teach a single boy. You can only help him to teach himself. Like a man who plants a small sapling can't help it to grow up. It will grow on its own. You can only arrange the environment. That environment he has to take. You give some, say, kind of a a manure, give some water, or give some clay or mud and things. That will not convert into mud, that will not convert into clay or water or anything. It will absorb things and become a tree only. Takes all the things and it comes on its own. You are only helping it. See, it is not converted. You cannot transform that tree by putting lot of water, you become a water. It becomes a tree only. So that things are inherent in him. A small seed of a big banyan tree is there. Whole thing is there. We are only helping. These things are only helping. So he says that whatever you are giving to the students is only helping him. He is not able to find out as if you are keeping the things closer to him. He accepts it. And he accepts and assimilates as per his conditions.
So maybe we can be a cause.
If not that, I'll tell you, if not that, in a class with 30 boys, teacher is teaching something. If teaching would have been all right, all the 30 boys should have grasped the same way. All should have become first boy, all should have failed. How is that only one boy becomes first, the other boy fails? Because he is grasping things as per his own material. He takes the sound goes to all of them. Is it not? Sound is not different.
But other student is not interested to grasp how he wanted him.
If he is not interested, it will go. It will go one day. Because impression is there. Impression is there. How I tell you again? Sorry. A small child, he is not able to listen to anything, he is just crawling. A mother and a father does some kind of actions which is not very good to do in front of others, thinking that he doesn't bother, he doesn't know it. But when he grows up, that impression is there. He will think about that, compare this, that is stored. He will think about that. And either you will have a good behavior towards him or a bad behavior. Oh, you're done like that. It happens. So whatever impression goes, it's all there. No impression will go out. Only your job is to help him to dig it up. Nobody can teach. You think so? So he says education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. Perfection already in man, not manifested. So this outer education is only helping to manifest that. That's all.
So we are creating things around us, or we perceive, basically it's all in mind, whatever we see and all this things. I'm correct.
Yes. It's all coming. Everything comes.
Whatever I'm seeing is making an image actually.
Sure.
There actually now science is also...
All the good things and bad things are coming to your mind. But if you have got little intelligence, suppose you have now grown out, you have started using intelligence, there only question comes of shifting. Now when you are walking on the road, good scenes you are seeing, bad scenes also you are seeing. Now it depends upon your intelligence, which scene will you accept. All are entering. Everything has entered. People are talking in the bus, in the tram, in the train. So many things are coming to you. But it's all entering. Your intelligence is there because you have started using it. It's only to shifting and doing. Like in a radio, all the waves coming. But through the selector only, you select only thing, BBC or Delhi or Voice of America. But the others are already there. So you got a selector. Now your selector in your mind is your intelligence. You have to select whether you like BBC or Voice of America or you like some how type of things, whatever the case may be. It all depends upon which one you want. But everything is coming. The impressions are there. And there is only the question of your shifting, that is a sadhana. Sadhana is nothing. Sadhana is nothing. See why you are all inside the society. We should have as well go to the Himalayas and done our own practice. Then these things would not have been there. These good and bad. Which is good for me may not be good for you. Which is bad for me may not be bad for you. But good and bad all are there. So it helps me to shift, to accept things which is beneficial to me. So out of that, one becomes a good man, another becomes a bad man. One becomes a robber, another becomes a good man. But the things are already there. Everything, whatever is happening. Without your knowledge, all the things are entering. All the sounds are entering. Even a bus going there is also entering, but you are not putting your mind to that. That's all. That is the only thing. So there, your sadhana is how to select. All this information which is going as a knowledge, it's all gone. Don't say it is not gone. It's all gone. Even a man abusing another man, a man hitting another man, that sight which you've seen, that whole thing has gone. Everything is stored there. You can store any amount, not like your computer, only certain things, and after that you can't take. You say, no more, enough. No, like, everything can be taken. Your thing is to, after taking all this, you go on shifting, taking the good out of it to make a good life. If you want to make a good life, you can make it. If you want to make a bad life, you also can make it. Because a lot of materials to be a bad man. You not to go anywhere else. Here only in the society you will get how to become a bad man. In the society also there are a lot of things which will let you know how to become a good man. That is the thing. So all our these scriptures and all whatever we did, first to know what am I. And then say, this is what am I has been told by Ramani Maharshi. Other one said, who am I? He says, before knowing who am I, say what am I. That is what I have become. If you are satisfied with this, be with this. I am Mr. X, fine. I don't bother anything. Stay there. Nobody will disturb you. But that will be only one exposition of a portion of your whole entity. The other thing unused.
Holding what you are.
What you are, really what you are. Who you are. Who you are. What you have become now is what am I. I am Swami Chinmayananda. This is what am I. And who am I? Am I Swami Chinmayananda? No. I am that Parameshwar Paramatma, that entity, that Param Brahman, which is passing through this. It's a passing phase. It's just passing through this. A combination of all this is what is Swami Chinmayananda. Whenever I move. Which is my own part, tell me? The body which I got when I came out of mother's womb is already gone. It's not there at all. After 7 months, 7 years, all the molecules are changing. Now this is here, this has gone to to you or to the tin, who knows where it has gone. So certain more things are coming. So who am I? If I am that Chinmayananda who was born in this thing by the body is already gone. That body is not at all there. Then what is left behind is the flow. The flow. This is what Buddha told. Buddha was sitting in one place. Now Bhagavan Buddha was sitting. He was asking, what is this? This is a river. What's the name of the river? Ganga. What is Ganga? Then everybody kept quiet. Is the water Ganga? He said, no. If you say water is Ganga, Bhagirath has brought water that has gone long ago to the Bay of Bengal. That is not Ganga. Is this mud, which is on both the sides of the river? The mud has been washed. Is this course? Course has also been sometimes changed this way, that way. Then what is Ganga? You say this is Ganga. Nobody could say. He said it's the flow. Flow. Pravaha. This Pravaha. So this Pravaha, the flow which is going through this is Swami Chinmayananda. Which is transient. It is transient. Every moment changing. Mind changes. The mind with which you came out, what you are taking, is not the same mind. Is the same mind we are having now? No. If the same mind would have been there, when you passed your number 2 when you were a small child and took it nicely and took it like a breakfast, you can't do it now. Same mind told you that. Now why that telling is, no, don't tell it. Mind is changed. Mind says you can't take it. That is a feces. Mind change. Swamiji said one place when I was a young boy, when we used to have that horse and carriage, the shais, the coachman, he said, this is the man, he is my ideal, I will become that. His mind was telling all the time, you have to become that. But afterwards what he became? Of course he became a good coachman. Now his coach is a very big coach, that's all. His coach is a very big coach. But then that is gone. So mind changes. Mind changes, body changes. Then what is that what doesn't change? A conception. And what is that conception? Conception also changes, but it changes very slowly. It will change when you leave this body. Like when a clock, 3 wheels are moving, 3 hands are moving, is it not? One is moving very fast, second. Then little less is a minute. Then the hand. And there is one of the week will move, and there is something like a month. It will go once in a year, means it will go slowly after 1 year. So like that it is changing. That changing I, Swami Chinmayananda, is still with me. That will go only when I get my real nature back, flashes back to me. I became what I am. That for that everybody is trying. Somebody is trying knowingly, somebody is trying unknowingly. But it all depends upon whether I will wait till then or I will finish it up now itself. This is all of the spirituality. That's all I think. Going to temples and churches is not bad, but on a lower scale. So Swamiji said it's better to be born in a church but not to die in it. Church means there is actually rituals. But what actually happens is generally we get stuck up with the rituals. We start with the rituals, we end up with the rituals. Like today, we got the rat race. No rat race. But you forget that the rat race, you start at a rat, you finish as a rat. After all these things, you're a rat. But if you go for a spiritual race, if you start as a rat, you finish as a cat. That's the difference. But all this rat race, worldly rat race, a man after so much of rat race remains same rat. What did he gain? Only running.
Swamiji, that 3H plus 3P.
Huh?
3H plus 3P.
Oh, achha, this is over. This head, you have gone to that. From head, when the head takes everything, then it has to go to heart. Heart means the shifting is going on. The shifting is going on, then to hand. Hand means just for a sample, work. How you to put into work. Because this is also a working, no? Hand, feet and all these things. Karmendriyas. Yes, 3H. How do you do it? Another 3 P's. First P is purity. Are you pure? Are you sincere? To convert yourself to get the maximum out of the whole thing, that purity. This is first P. This is Swamiji's teaching. I have concised them. Next P is patience. Do you have a patience? Suppose there are some failures. We have some failures. We don't. How many of you, the day you took the cycle, started riding cycle? None of you. I am sure about it. Many times you might have toppled somebody once you got scratches and broken the hand. So patience is required. So purity, then the patience. Sometimes patience also will go off. Then who will hold it? Perseverance. Persevere to that. Bulldog tenacity. Bulldog tenacity. Ramakrishna says, when you dig a well, for a well, if you after a well you get some little sand, leave it there. You go somewhere else, a stone, leave it there. Stick to that. Perseverance. This 3P.
The goal is reached.
So this after that, bracket close, plus L. This L is the love. Do you have pure love? Love means it is actually pure love. Compassion you cannot say. If you say compassion, you are putting yourself on a higher scale. You can have compassion on the lower scale. I will tell you again.
Sorry.
I'll tell you. Let me finish this. Compassion, when you say, I have compassion. Ramakrishna was only sitting. I'll tell you for everything. One day somebody was reading like this in Chaitanya Charitamrita. You must have compassion for the jivas. Jive daya. Something like that was. Jive daya. You said daya. Straight away he snubbed him. Who are you to show daya? You don't have any power to show daya, compassion. You got only one right to do, and that is to serve. Now I explain why he told this. Once you say I am helping, I am showing compassion, you are definitely putting yourself higher than the one to whom you are helping, to whom you are giving the compassion. That means your ego is working. Ego is, I have money, I have brain, I have strength, you don't have money, you don't have that, so I give you, I help you, I have compassion. That's what compassion. So Swamiji said, 2 words he has given, concise words, renunciation and service. Mind you, he was a very far-sighted man. He didn't say service and renunciation. Renunciation and service. He put renunciation first. And what is the renunciation? Is it renouncing your worldly things, your heart and home and everything? He never bothered that. He said, by hearing this, first renounce your ego. If you renounce your ego, convert yourself from that helping attitude where your ego is there, convert yourself to a servant, and you have the right to serve. Who serves whom? The lower one serves the higher one. Service, a man serves who? Lower one to the higher one. First you take your ego off. Make yourself the servant of those who are higher. How can they be higher? Imprint the spirituality that is pervading everywhere. That Parameshwar, Paramatma, Swami, they are all my gods. My God the wicked, my God the good, my God the bad. This is what he said. So there he said, no compassion. You have got the right to serve. So come down. So first is renunciation, then you are authorized to service. Otherwise, there are lot of organizations, I won't tell the name, they are doing lot of helping, but they help, they don't serve. With their full ego, I have got so much of money in Regis Club and all the other clubs. Go on giving blankets, this and that. But they are all on the high pedestal, the low pedestal. But first come down, low to the high. That ego is to be, little ego is required. How much ego is required? So that I am able to do this job. If you want to have a good curry, a lot of vegetables you put, lot of other condiments you put, but a little bit of salt is required. Without the salt you cannot, up to all the condiments and all these things, it will go flat. But if you put more salt into that, again it will go flat. So you have to give only that much of salt which is required for making that vegetable, that dish palatable. So that much of ego is required for doing this job. Rest of the ego, false ego has to go. That's what I was telling earlier. I am an officer, I am an, say, owner, mill owner, this and that. That false ego has to be little shed off. Keeping that as a guiding force to do the job, but not your feeling. Feeling should be, I am just equal to or if required little less. This is what he has told. Service is the first thing. We have got the right to serve. No other thing. But generally, ordinary parlance, they say, he is in a service. What? He is working in the bank. But this is an ordinary parlance. Real meaning of the service is to serve.
Serve people.
Serve all, not people. Serve all, everyone. Even if there is a pillar, and the pillar, if you go and even scratch it, you are not serving or harming it. Now, by not scratching it, you are serving it. This is what has been told by Muhammad Sahib, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in his hadith. He told this word. Somebody came and told Nabi Sahib, I am a poor man myself. How can I serve? How can I help others? I cannot do good to others. Nabi Sahib said, you see, Allah has given you one thing, full in your heart. If you don't use it, you will do very good to the people. He said, what is that? You have got the power to do harm to the others. Don't do that. Very practical thing. If you don't use that, you are doing maximum. So that is service. That is the service. Huh? This is been told in Ramayana. When this Rama went to this in the Banavasa, Bharata and all, they went to take him back. So those people, hills and all, they were all dacoits and everything. So seeing that, they were so much converted by Rama's presence. When these people came, they started giving them all fruits and this and that. When after getting all these things, the people, they wanted to give them money because they are poor people. They have given so much, so they gave it. No. It's our pleasure that Ramji is here and we could serve Rama's people. Then he said, no, you must accept. You see, we are all thieves, dacoits. Thank God that you have not stolen anything from you. That is the maximum thing we have done to you. That is because of Rama's presence. Rama's influence I have not stolen. It is a Ramcharitmanas, you read it. You have to read it in that way. How get the things. This is what you have to get the things, juice out of it. You see, that is the greatest thing you have done. That is because of the influence of Rama. So like that, if you don't do a bad thing, that is a good thing. That much you can do. That is very easy for us. We can do that. But that also we don't do. See, ahimsa, we go on talking. There's a lot of talking now, ahimsa. And what is ahimsa for them? Don't kill a goat or a cow or this animals. That's all ahimsa. It is not ahimsa. Ahimsa has been told in our scriptures. Ahimsa is done by three things. Kayana, manasa, vacha. Kayana means by your body, like the killing. Manasa means by your mind. I won't touch you. I'll go on thinking about your harm. Pray to God or things like that. This man should die. His whole business should go so that my business goes up. So this is also ahimsa I am doing. But no expression. And another expression is vacha, by my word. I won't touch you. tell you one such a bad word to go and make you so much perturbed. You should have thought Swamiji should have given 3 kicks. It would have been better than that. That is Bacha. So ahimsa is with this. Not only that. Somebody challenged me. How is that you people are not preaching ahimsa? I say, you are also doing ahimsa. Why? So we don't take non-vegetarian food. I said, vegetarian food you do not. You have learned little science you have got? Yes. These paddies, these wheats and these fruits and all, they have also got life. So when you take paddy, you are already killing life. Small life or big life, there is nothing like small life or big life. You are doing himsa. When you are taking an apple, you are doing. So that fellow is butchering a goat. Outwardly it seems that is the himsa. This is not himsa. If you go for the inner side of it, both are doing himsa. But you can only say less or more. Yes, Maharaj. Time to go there. Oh, I'm so sorry. Once we go on talking, we have to go to the other one. I will talk to the people for Holy Mother now. From 5:45 to?
Yes. And 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. You have given me